If you work in university maintenance, Granger considers you an MVP because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Granger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more. And all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRANGER, visit Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Quick quiz. What injury law firm has been helping people in the District, Maryland, and Virginia for over 35 years? That's right. It's Greenberg and Betterman. Auto accident? Medical malpractice? Get a free consultation by visiting gblawyers.com and feel better.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. And thank you for subscribing to the latest edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm 12 Kyle. Check this out. I was doing some reading and I came across this article that I saw and I read it and it actually made a lot of sense. And I was like, this would be a good thing to share on the podcast. This is a bonus episode. So, hey, might as well give the people some information that I found interesting. And what the article talked about was just things that you should do daily. And I think, we get caught up in, the rat race and everything that's going on that, sometimes we can tend to forget to do some of the simple things just for our own mental capacity and our mental health. And I know a lot of times people talk about mental health and that's what this podcast is about. But at the same time, it's really just about you taking care of yourself and doing just the little things. One of the first things that it talked about was things that you need to do daily. Move. You need to move. You need to move around. Particularly at the time of this recording, being under the pandemic that we're in, moving is important. You need to move around. If you're in your house or your apartment, whatever the case may be, you need to move around. Movement does something for your mind and it does something for your body. Like for me, I try to make sure that I get outside, if for no other reason, just to get some fresh air, but it's necessary. Nobody wants to sit at a desk all day. If you're in an office, move around. Our bodies need to move. We need to stretch. We need to twist. We need to bend. We need to sweat, if you will. I'm not going to tell you that you got to work out, but that helps. It doesn't matter if you're at the gym or you're walking around. You need some type of movement, and your movement can't be just from your couch to your refrigerator. You got to move around. And I think what I found, just on a personal note, just moving around changes your energy, because some rooms have different energy. If you're in your office, maybe at your desk, there's probably stressful energy. Maybe if you go into, I don't know, the garage, there's a different kind of energy. Parking deck. So I think moving around is very important. And when it comes to working out, it's not necessarily about staying in shape, but it's about, stimulating not just your body, but your mind as well. Second thing, nourish. Got to nourish ourselves. And what I mean by that is obviously from the food side, you got to eat and you got to drink. I think one thing that kind of gets lost with people is, being able to drink water in particular. Water does a lot for people. I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest water drinker, before, but drinking water definitely helps. But you have to nourish yourself daily. And I'm not saying that you don't even need to also treat yourself sometimes. I mean, if you're someone who likes snacks, like I like popcorn, so I'm going to treat myself to popcorn because popcorn is a treat for me. And I think sometimes you have to do that for yourself. Now, there's a certain thing in, eating too much or drinking too much or whatever the case may be. And, some people want to reward themselves with wine. That's fine. It just depends. But you do need to nourish yourself. And you do need to take time to understand what it is that you're nourishing yourself with. You also need to nourish yourself with positivity as well, what you stimulate into your mind. For me, personally, I don't like watching the news because it's a lot of bad news, and I don't want to nourish my mind or stimulate my mind with negative news or negative energy, particularly early in the morning. So I don't watch the news in the morning. I just don't. I mean, I can get on social media and find out what's going on in the world. So that's just me. But I think when we talk about nourishing, we also have to talk about what it is that we put into our minds as well. The third thing that you need to do, it talks about in the article daily, is connect. We need to connect with each other. We need to speak to people. We need to talk to people. We need to be embraced by people. We need to love on people. We need to allow people to love on us. It's very important. I find myself from time to time going through my phone and I'm like, oh man, I haven't heard from such and such in a while. Let me call them, or let me call her, or let me shoot them a text. Just to check in on folks. And I know that can be, tiresome at times, but you got to check in on folks. Especially nowadays, things happen so fast and, you never know what people are going through. And then sometimes when you're connecting and checking in on folks, it's not necessarily about to cheer them up, but sometimes, it's to help you feel better as well. Or even if you're not feeling good, just to hear from someone. Perfect example. Like I got a phone call about 2 weeks ago from one of my teammates from college, one of my boys. And we're on Facebook together and everything. And, we'll, drop a line or two on each other's page every now and then. And I see his pictures all the time and I like the pictures and so forth and so on. But he just called me out the blue. He's like, hey man, I'm just calling to check on you. I hadn't heard from you in a minute. Just calling to see how you doing. And that meant a lot because, I'm thinking, okay, well, because it's funny when I saw his number pop up, I thought something was wrong. But then I realized we hadn't actually talked in probably about 7-8 months. But it felt good to hear from him. And then we talked about the other homies and boys that we play ball with and stuff like that. And we said we're going to do a better job of connecting. But I appreciate that. We talked maybe for about, 45 minutes on the phone. Phone calls don't have to necessarily be that long, but I really appreciated the fact that he did what I normally do. He scrolled through the phones like, yo, let me call Kyle. And I appreciate that. Lastly, things that you need to do daily, you need to just be. In the article, it talked about, a lot of times we're so used to doing things. Sometimes you need to just be. And by just being, just chill. Sit still. Put the phone down. Isolate yourself and just be you. Be who you are in your mind. Don't overthink things, but understand what it is that you're doing and where you're trying to go and what you're trying to accomplish. And I think that's difficult for some. Hell, to be honest, it's difficult for a lot of people. But just be yourself, be you, do what it is that you're supposed to do. If you do all of these things, I think you'll be a lot better off. All of us can use some type of improvement, but more than anything else, we need to do these things daily because, a lot of times our circumstances or situations will lead us to, turning or becoming someone that we're not. And we don't ever want to do that. So, like I said, just wanted to get on here and give y'all this this vibe. Like I said, it's a really dope article and hope you were able to get something from it. I know I did. Well, that's going to do it for me. Thanks again for checking out a bonus edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm your boy 12 Kyle. Catch you guys next time. 5,000.
If you work in university maintenance, Grainger considers you an MVP because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Grainger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more. And all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, visit Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Maybe you recognize this voice. Andy Betterman here of the injury law firm Greenberg & Betterman. For over 35 years, we've been helping people in the DMV with auto accidents and medical malpractice. Get a free consultation by visiting gblawyers.com and feel better.